think life wakes some of us up at a younger age. I think life wakes some of us up at an older age. But nevertheless, life wakes us up all at some point, right? When I was 11 years old, I lost my dad, right? And obviously, I saw people, die before, or I heard people who died before, even at that age, but I wouldn't imagine, or I couldn't imagine that someone that close to me would die. And the interesting thing about his death was that, he was healthy. He was fine, and suddenly he got sick, and he was in the hospital for I think 3 days until he passed away, right? And I don't tell this story obviously to try to gain sympathy or whatever. The reason why I'm telling this story is because in that moment it sort of woke me up to the impermanence of life. It woke me up to the fact that you can be here today and you can be gone the next moment, right? And I think some of us believe that death is the only cessation of life. But I think we die every single day. We choose not to live. I think we die micro deaths every single passing day before we sort of face the major death. And in a sense, we sort of lose our days before we lose our lives, right? And when I look around, right, when I look around me and I see, people wasting their lives, it hurts me, it pains me. Because I believe that since I experienced loss at such a young age, I sort of woke up to the fact that life is short, life is impermanent, and every single day that we get to spend on this earth is truly a blessing. And to see most people waste their lives, waste their days, it truly pains me, right? Most people spend their days, wallowing in the past, right? Living every single day based on experiences that happened to them in the past, right? Their past experiences, past traumas, past hurts. In a sense, they wake up every single day to a new day, but they keep living from the past experiences while the present moment passes them by. You have people who wake up every day and they live their lives in a perpetual state of fear, right? They allow fear to sort of rob them of their lives, to consume them. And they don't go after what it is that they desire in this world. They don't go after their passions, their dreams, their desires. They're simply passengers in their own lives, right? They live with no sort of intention. They live with no sort of freedom. They live with no sense of happiness. They live in a perpetual state of self-loathing, right? And obviously, I think living looks differently to different people, right? We all have our own definitions as it pertains to living, even though I believe that there are some commonalities as it pertains to living. But most of us, for the most part, we're not truly living. We're just here. We're just existing, right? We're passengers. Seneca has this quote where he says, "On what grounds do you have to assume that just because a man has gray hair and wrinkles on his skin, that man has lived long? But that man has not lived long. That man has been long alive." And if you really take a good look around you, you sort of begin to realize that most people are simply walking zombies, right? Most of us are walking zombies. We're not truly living, right? We have breath in our body, but there's still no life there, right? We're not living at all. We're just existing, right? You're living from past experiences, right? We're living from people who have hurt us in the past. We're living from, people who have abandoned us. We're just going through life, and we keep living the same days over and over again while the present moment passes us by. And the truth of the matter is, this is the only life that we know we have. As far as we know, this is the only chance we truly get to live. Right? If this is the only chance we get to live, why do we keep living it based on old stories? Why do we keep wasting our lives and allowing, life to pass us by? Why do we keep dying every single day? Right? Every single passing day, the angel of death gets closer and closer to us. Every single passing day, we sort of lose a portion of our lives, right? Because we get closer towards the end. Life is short, right? Life is so short, and we can choose to live it in a perpetual state of fear and anxiety and worry, and living from our past hurt and past traumas and our old stories. Or we can choose to live it with freedom and peace and happiness. But that is a choice that we have to make, right? I think living starts with a choice. To truly live, I believe that we sort of have to forfeit the old stories that we continue to tell ourselves. To truly live, I believe that we sort of have to, take the passenger seat in our own lives. A lot of us are sort of allowing, fate to sort of determine the trajectory of our lives, right? We're living from, a mindset of determinism, right? We're allowing the external things to be the thing that defines the quality of our lives, without realizing that within us we have, a power within us that is even more powerful than the external, right? Within us we have something that is a lot more real than the world that we see externally, right? And I even wrote this in my journal the other day when I said that I believe that we need to truly start living from the heart instead of living only through the eyes, right? And through living through the heart, we can bring the vision of the heart and manifest it into our physical worlds, right? But if we only allow ourselves to live through our eyes, then we're forever confined by our eyes, right? We're sort of always reacting to the world instead of creating our world, right? We're not taking the reins in our own lives. Every single day is a blessing. Every moment that we're here is a chance to live. A new day is a new life, right? Every single day you wake up, you have the opportunity to truly live, right? And I believe that when I said earlier that there's some commonalities as it pertains to living, I believe that to truly live means that you live with, a sense of courage. You allow yourself to go after your desires and the things that you want from this world and from this life. You open yourself up to love, right? You enjoy the simple things and even the extravagant things in your life. You work towards your passion, right? You spend time with the people that you love. You appreciate them, right? You in a sense, you live every single day as if it was your last day. I know that sounds cliche, but more and more every day I'm realizing how true that is, right? To truly live every single day as if it is your last is to truly cherish the present moment. To realize that this day is all you have, right? This moment of your life is your entire life, right? We have the chance and the choice to choose how we truly live it. We can keep reliving the same old negative stories, or we can allow ourselves to experience more positivity. We can, in a sense, bring more positivity into our lives by living from our hearts, right? Living from courage, right? But it simply is a choice that we have to make. A lot of us never truly look around us and sort of take the time to express gratitude for the things that we have in our lives. I think, a lot of people are so focused on a destination that they never truly take the time to cherish the present moment. And obviously, like I said before, I believe that every single one of us should be working towards achieving our goals or working towards achieving, our ambitions or whatever, right? But I believe that still shouldn't take away from us enjoying the present moment, right? It's possible for us to have our, in a sense, have our eyes on where we want to go, but to truly be where we are, right? To, in a sense, appreciate where we are. Because any act of trying to get to a future without the capability of living in the present moment is fruitless. Because when you do get to that destination that you imagined, you won't even have, I guess the sight to see that you're there, and you won't really have the capability to live in that present moment as well. So we're always on that rat race of sort of becoming without enjoying, right? Goals are only important if we give ourselves the capability of enjoying our goals in the present moment. And even if you're not at that place in your life in which you've met your goals, that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy where you are, right? Gratitude is truly the key to success. Gratitude is the key to, in a sense, a luminous life, right? It's about enjoying where you are while having vision for the future, right? Understanding that every single day is truly an opportunity, and we can keep living it in reference to the things of the past, and we can keep or we can postpone our living to some future event that might never truly happen, or we have the choice to be in the present moment. But the choice is truly ours to make. Every single day is a new life, right? Every single day we have the choice to live, and we die every single day we don't choose to live, right? Every single day we forfeit we forfeit a large portion of our lives because our days on this earth are short. You can't choose to live. You have to be the one to look at your life and really ask yourself and be honest with yourself. Am I truly living? Am I being present in this moment, right? Am I, in a sense, waking up every day with intention? Am I enjoying the simple things and even the extravagant things in my life? Am I taking the time to enjoy who I am while I'm growing and enjoy the people around me, the loved ones around me? Or am I forfeiting my days living in reference to the past, or sort of in a sense reference to the future? You have to be the one to evaluate that. But at a really early age, I truly understood how precious this life that we have is. I remember my dad, he had so many plans, so many things that he, in a sense, wanted to do, so many things that he wanted to do. And I think, in a sense, I saw him sort of forfeit living as well, because he had sort of certain ideals and had certain dreams, and he was excited for them. And I think we should be excited for the future, our future plans. But I think to some degree he didn't truly allow himself to live in the present moment. And I think I saw him take the days that he had for granted, right? And that truly woke me up, right? It woke me up to the reality that life is short. Our days are numbered on this earth, right? Every day that you're here is truly a blessing. Don't allow yourself to lose even a fraction of this life. You can choose to live. You have life in this moment. Make the most of it. But every single day you don't choose to live, you die. And you allow yourself, or you rob yourself of a portion of your life. So thank you guys for watching once again. And like I said, choose life. Choose to live. Peace and blessings.